Fans believe the Kraken already appeared in God of War, and we didn't even realize it. Not as a boss fight, not as a cinematic, but quietly, right under our noses, in the form of DURLIN'S suspiciously intelligent little octopus companion. And if this theory is true, it may be one of the biggest pieces of hidden setup Santa Monica Studio has ever planted. Welcome back to MythMode, where we break down the lore, the worlds, and the deeper mythology behind God of War and other story-heavy games. If you love theories like this, make sure to stick around. Today, we're diving deep into an ocean mystery the games barely hint at. Let's start with the obvious. DURLIN'S octopus is weird, and not in a cute, quirky side character way. From the first moment we see it, the thing behaves nothing like a normal creature. Intellect beyond normal wildlife. It reacts emotionally. It anticipates danger. It even seems to understand speech, not just noise, but meaning. That's already far beyond the beasts, ravens, and even most magical animals we've encountered.
Dina and I wondered where she went after our little coup here failed.
Failed?
Yeah, come. Failed.
Faye is dead.
In multiple scenes, the octopus isn't just sitting idly. It follows the conversation, reacts to tension, and even shifts posture during threats, almost like it's studying Kratos and Atreus. Santa Monica doesn't animate animals like that unless there's a narrative reason. Could this be disguise magic? We already know disguise magic is extremely common in the Nine Realms. Odin hides as Tyr. Angerboda's grandmother hides in a massive cave. Brock and Sindri use illusions constantly. So the idea that DURLIN'S pet is masking its true size and form isn't impossible. And that brings us to the biggest leap. What if this is a young Kraken? A foreshadowing tool. If the next God of War game is aiming to expand the oceans, something Ragnarök hints at constantly introducing a tiny version of a future threat is exactly the kind of narrative breadcrumbs Santa Monica loves. Think about how the world serpent was teased before becoming central. Think how the Valkyries hinted at Njord. Think how Atreus himself was foreshadowed for an entire game. So a tiny Kraken hidden as a companion. That fits the pattern perfectly. Before we go deeper, what do you think? Is DURLIN'S octopus just a cute pet, or do you believe it's secretly a Kraken or deep-sea entity? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you're enjoying the breakdown, hit the like button to help MythMode grow. To understand why a Kraken introduction makes sense, we need to look at the bigger picture. God of War's remaining pantheon is split across the sky and the sea, and the sea gods, especially, are almost untouched. Njord, the chief of the seas. Njord is one of the most important gods left. He controls winds, wealth, and the oceans. He is also Freya's father, an unresolved family thread the next game is guaranteed to explore. Njord's domain demands a massive water presence, and a Kraken would be the perfect mythic symbol of that domain. Then we have Ægir, the Jotun-like sea god known for hosting the gods and controlling the deep waters. And Ran, his fearsome wife, collector of drowned souls. These two are still missing in the current story. Ran especially is associated with monstrous sea creatures, introducing a Kraken alliance perfectly with their world. A roaming terror of the deep, a guardian of the drowned, or even a child or servant of the sea giants. With the realms destabilized after Ragnarök and the world serpent displaced in time, the oceans are likely far more unpredictable than before. That gives Santa Monica narrative space to introduce new ocean titans, something that would expand gameplay, story, and world building. Now let's talk gameplay. Because the Kraken isn't just a lore opportunity, it's a game design goldmine. Underwater boss fights. Imagine fighting a creature whose limbs cover half the arena, striking from the darkness below. A Kraken would allow for multi-directional attacks, depth-based mechanics, and massive cinematic animations. Santa Monica has never done a full underwater fight, but the tech in Ragnarök could easily be pushed further. Ship-based traversal. Many fans miss the bigger, open sea exploration from the Greek era. A new North Sea journey, larger than Lake of Nine, could be the next evolution. Kratos and Atreus, or possibly another companion traveling by ship across dangerous waters, gives natural opportunities for random sea encounters, environmental hazards, weather-based events from Njord, and of course, Kraken ambushes, multi-phase monster design. A Kraken is perfect for multi-phase combat. Phase 1, tentacle strikes from below. Phase 2, surface breach, revealing only part of the head. Phase 3, full emergence with unique weak points. Phase 4, the descent, dragging the player into underwater chaos. It could even be controlled by sea gods, similar to how Baldur manipulated the dragon, or it could be a neutral beast reacting to threats in the realm, controlled, corrupted, or independent. Durlin raising a young Kraken suggests possible domestication or partnership, mirroring how Brock and Sindri work with beasts, or how Atreus bonds with Jormungandr. Most Kraken stories come from later Scandinavian folklore, tales told by sailors who believed the sea itself could rise up and swallow them. But here's the thing, Santa Monica Studio has never been chained to strict historical accuracy. Their Norse world is a creative remix, mythology, folklore, and original ideas blended into something that feels ancient, but completely fresh. Think about the creatures we've already faced. The elves aren't the ethereal, Tolkien-like beings from legend. They're hardened, alien, and almost insectoid. The travelers? Those towering armored warriors aren't from any Norse poem. They're pure Santa Monica invention. Even the Knockin' and the Drakey take inspiration from old stories, but the studio twists them into something uniquely God of War. So the idea of adding a Kraken to this world isn't far-fetched at all. It actually fits the studio's design philosophy perfectly. Take something familiar, reshape it, and make it feel mythic. Possible narrative roles. One interpretation is that the Kraken could serve as a guardian of the deep, something ancient and territorial, protecting underwater temples or Jetnar ruins. In some stories, the sea itself has gatekeepers, and a creature that size would make an unforgettable one. Another angle is that Ragnarök didn't just tear apart the realms, it probably broke open prisons we haven't even heard about. A creature this massive, trapped for ages beneath the ocean, suddenly waking up. That fits the tone of the post-Ragnarök world perfectly. And then there's Ran, the goddess who claims the drowned. Imagine her using the Kraken the way Odin used dragons, as an extension of her will. Instead of simply dragging sailors down with a net, she could command a monster capable of creating the drowned for her. The Kraken works on a symbolic level. It represents depth, the literal and emotional kind. It represents the unknown, the parts of the world and the self that haven't been confronted yet. And after everything Kratos has gone through in the Norse saga, stepping into a new arc means facing threats that exist beneath the surface. In other words, a Kraken isn't just a monster of the sea. It's a perfect symbol for what the next chapter of God of War might explore. So when we look at the clues, the strange behavior of Durlin's octopus, the uncharted sea gods, the narrative aftermath of Ragnarök, and the massive gameplay potential, the theory starts to feel less like speculation and more like quiet foreshadowing. Durlin's octopus may be one of the biggest pieces of hidden setup in the series. And if it ever reveals its true form, the seas of the Nine Realms will never be the same. If you enjoyed this theory and want more deep dive lore content, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next MythMode breakdown. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious, stay mythic, and I'll see you in the next one.